Should you play with 5511 commanders? Well, on the surface, it sounds like a simple question. You can start using commanders from 5111 and then you work on 5511 and then you slowly work towards maxing them, right? Well, it's usually not that easy when it comes to real life. It's more like a theory, because by the time you have most of your commanders on 5511, new commanders come out. And then it's a big deal, because when you're talking about maxing just the first skill, you're looking at only 50 sculptures. When you're talking about 5511, you are looking at 190 sculptures, and if you thought about 5551, it's 360, and if you want to expertise the commander, then it's 690 sculptures after the unlock. So the real question that you kind of face is, do you move on from your 5511 commanders to newer commanders and use them at 5511, or do you keep maxing your older commanders, knowing that this cycle kind of continues and your commanders are usually OP? So you kind of face a dilemma there, right? And then the other kind of associated question that we want to talk about today is, when you have, let's say, 2 or 3 marches where you can take out max commanders, do you just take out those 2 or 3 marches, or do you still take out 5 marches with 5511 commanders? So these are the sort of questions that we wanted to talk about a little bit more in this video. Now let's go through the likes and subscribes, and we'll get started with the video soon. Thanks for the likes and subscribes, guys. Now, the first thing that I want to mention is, in the background I am playing footage from my alt account where I don't spend at all, or a little maybe. So I have a lot of 5511 commanders there, so I think that's more appropriate for this video, because that's what we are talking about, right? And then after I go through my alt account, I'm gonna go through my wife's and the daughter's account, so you guys kind of get to see over 3 of our accounts, 3 of our low spending, almost free to play accounts, what type of commanders are we dealing with. And I think that's more associated with the video, and also that's kind of the reality that lower spenders and free to play kind of faces during their commander investment situations. Now let's go through the questions one by one. So the first question: do you max your older commanders, or do you take your sculptures and kind of make the newer commanders 5511 or whatever is appropriate and use half-done commanders? Now the answer actually depends on the commander and the situation. So say for example, when you are in your early KvKs, KvK 1, 2, 3, you don't have access to that many good commanders, but you know that your YSG and your Alex is usable later on in Season of Conquest. So if you're maxing them, then that's not a bad idea. If they're half done, then I'll say yes, max them whilst you are in your early KvKs. But then if you're talking about someone like Guan, who you have access to when you go into Season of Conquest, then you know that you can use your Guan from 5111, so maxing him is not kind of a priority. You rather focus on having 5 marches that are at least decent at 5511 or something similar, and then it's an added bonus if you have the YSG and the Alex Max there. But then when it comes to pure Season of Conquest commanders, if you're just entering and you're a low spender or even free to play, I would recommend probably going for 5511 for most of your commanders, and then moving on to the new commander when they come out, for 2 kind of reasons. Firstly, because new commanders are a lot more fun to play, and fun is the key thing when you're talking about a game, right? Now the second thing is, those commanders, the newer ones, are usually OP as well. So if you look at someone like CPO, then CPO has more in his first skill than someone like LCID has all his skills combined. So even from a efficiency point of view, it's not the end of the world if you keep moving on 5511 to another 5511 and you end up with a lot of 5511 commander. At least you had fun. Now, saying that, it's also not a bad idea to make sure that you have at least 1 solid maxed march, and that solid max march you can use in events, and you can use them in ruins as well, where there's a situation where you can only use 1 march. Now then, let's say you maxed 1 march where you have a solid 2 commander pairing. Now, when you're field fighting, the second kind of question that comes in is, do you just take that much and maybe one or two more solid marches, or do you take out 5 marches with 5-5-1-1 commanders? Well, the answer to that, to me, is it kind of depends on the situation. So if you are a player who has a lot of time and does a lot of grinding with their farms, let's say you have 5-6 farm accounts that you farm regularly on, and you are also in an alliance where there's daily 2 or 3 gold chests, then you'll have enough speed ups and enough resources to kind of heal all your 5 marches, as much as you're probably not getting too good a trade, but then you can at least heal. And the reason why I kind of recommend that, even though it's personally not beneficial for you, is because just think about it. If everyone starts taking 3 marches out, because most people doesn't have all max commanders, right? If everyone starts taking 3 marches out when pass opens, how is your KD gonna look like? Do you think you're gonna win that battle with only 3 marches, whereas your opponent, if they decide to take out 5 marches at 5-5-1-1, that's like fighting a KvK at half strength in a way. So from a kingdom point of view, from a winning KvK perspective, it's probably better to take out 5-5-1-1 5 marches rather than only 2 or 3 marches, because you have 4 commanders or 5 commanders maxed. But then when it comes to a personal situation, as in if you're talking about how bad is your trades gonna be if you take out 5-5-1 marches, well, the answer is, if you don't have crystal tech, all of your trades are gonna be somewhat bad, like if you don't invest in crystal tech. But then in numbers you have strength, so you if everyone takes out 5 marches even at 5-5-1-1, you have a better chance of actually getting slightly better trades because you're gonna have more numbers. But then again, if you're not farming enough, and then if you're not getting enough speed ups from your alliance as gifts, then you're probably gonna run out of speed ups and resources if you're using 5 marches at 5-5-1-1. So based on the situation, you can kind of decide, because you don't want to be ending KvK after just 1 pass opening. You kind of have to drag it out throughout the whole KvK. So if in your situation, if you're running out of resources and if you're running out of speed ups, then maybe just use the 3 marches or 2 marches rather than the 5. But then I generally use 5 just because my alt account, which is the lower spending account, the account that you can see in the background, that account usually stays in a high spending alliance, so I get enough speed ups, so I can kind of afford to use 5 marches in that kingdom, which is 1365. But then if I wasn't in a high spending alliance, then I wouldn't have enough speed ups, and I will drop down to the 3 marches, because from an individual point of view that actually makes more sense. Now, the other sort of benefit of taking out 5 marches even at 5-5-1-1 kind of has to do with the style of play. And as a low spender in the 1365 KvKs, where I don't have high crystal tech either, the way I kind of try to play, and there are plenty of videos that I have made about it, the way I kind of go about playing with that account is where I would be trying to focusing more on garrison and rallies. So I know that I'm not gonna get a lot of value by fighting open field, as much as I enjoy and do some open field. It's primarily focused on, let's say for example, if there's a infantry rally going on and then a archer garrison going on, and if I have 2 marches on the field of archers and infantry, then I can join and refresh the rally and the garrison frequently, rather than having to go home and come back if I'm just fighting with 3 marches. So it gives me that flexibility of being able to refresh, refill rallies and garrisons a lot more conveniently. So that's how I think the overall playing style suits as well for someone that's talking about using 5-5-1-1 commanders, because in my spender account I'm not looking at 5-5-1-1 commanders. I don't use anything unless they're max, mostly speaking. And then I have crystal tech there as well. But then the 5-5-1-1 question kind of comes in for lower spenders and free-to-play players, and that's where it's given that you're probably gonna have low crystal tech, right? But then even as a spender, if you're just entering Season of Conquest, you can start using the new Season of Conquest commanders at 5511, in some cases even 5111, and that's a good start. And obviously as a spender you will get there faster. So these principles that we kind of talked about kind of covers all sorts of players. So the only sort of thing left to talk about is which are the best 5111 commanders, or 5511 commanders, or even 5551 commanders. And that's the video that's gonna come next. So don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can get access to the next video ASAP.